All right, man. Excuse me. Detroit Lions complete the season sweep of the Chicago Bears. In the game that was pretty much out of hand from the beginning. Chicago had a couple fumbles by Romeo Duzier. Um, for the most part, the Lions controlled it. Swift did his thing. JMO did his thing. They really gonna need them to pick up. St. Brown kind of had a few pedestrian games. Uh, versus the Bears, and he came out and had a really good game tonight as well too. Um, so yeah, man, they had a really good game, man, tonight, man, and um, Lions came out, responded, didn't get a lot of pressure, struggled with the mobile quarterback once again, but quite honestly, they did good enough. Melifanu, he had a couple clear blitzes where he really could have, got at Caleb Williams, excuse me. But for the most part, I just feel that maybe his timing was a little bit off. And maybe that's what it was. His timing was a tad bit off. But overall, man, he played really, really well today. Made a play at the end with the rest of his compadres on the back end with an end zone where it looked like they was gonna call a flag or call a penalty when it really wasn't a penalty, and they picked it up, man. And for the most part, the Lions they ran the football. Or did what they didn't do last week versus Buffalo, and I think a lot of them getting off to a running start had to do with I don't think that David Montgomery was healthy to start the game. I said that when he first touched the ball, he didn't run with the authority that he typically runs with. Excuse me. So yeah, he didn't run with the authority that he typically runs with. Um uh so yeah. So that became a problem. But nonetheless, Gibbs looked good today. Got a little help from Craig Reynolds. Got a little help from Jamar Jefferson at the end, but he looked like he was the one. Looked like he was the one. Uh so I don't know. Uh so yeah. But other than that, man, it was an interesting game. Very interesting. And I feel that the Lions responded well. I mean, playing in the cold, which kind of been an Achilles heel for us historically, they have no problem with it. I don't know what's different that they've done in the past, what they hadn't done to perform better in the cold. I don't know if it's a mental thing. Remember, Matt Patricia had them practicing outside. That didn't fucking work. They complained about that. Um, you know, so, but as you see today, golf was great. Only got sacked once. Graham Glasgow was out with a knee. 336, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. I mean, he balled last week. This week, Jahmyr Gibbs took the load in the cold. No, did he? 23 carries, 109, 1 TD. I mean, JMO, 5 catches, 143, 1 TD. Had the boneheaded play. But the Bears know they can pick on him. St. Brown, 6 catches, 70 yards, 1 TD. So for the most part, they rolling. They rolling. Gibbs 4 catches, 45 yards. Laporta 4 catches, 43 yards. You know, Brandt with a calf had 12 total tackles, so he was pretty much everywhere. And then for the Bears, Duzier had the 2 fumbles. Or one fumble, he lost it. Caleb Williams had 2 fumbles, lost one. Um, Swift had 33 catching yards. Keenan Allen tore us up again today towards the end. 9 catches, 141, 1 TD. Caleb Williams had 34 yards. He was their leading rusher. And Caleb Williams, 334, 2 TDs, 2 interceptions. 2 sacks, no interceptions. So he had been taking care of the ball this year, just, for the most part. Yeah, for the most part, it's just ain't been able to put it all together and score touchdowns. And, Keenan Allen made some plays. Romeo Duzier made a play at the end. but ultimately Lions were just too much. I think they had something to prove this week. Um, yeah, they had something to prove this week, man, and they came out mean, lean, mean fighter machine this week. So yeah, I think for the most part they had something to prove. So, but honestly, man, got out with a 13-0 lead. I mean, honestly, it's just you know, it was just them bouncing back this week, getting back to basics, running the football. Yeah, Goff can throw it around the yard as much as he want to, but really running it is their bread and butter. Now they kind of exploiting what DeAndre, or not DeAndre, but Jahmyr Gibbs can do in the passing game. So yeah, they kind of exploiting that now. So so now you got Gibbs doing the thing in the passing game. I mean, shit. You got J-Mo took off today, had a ball, and Goff put the ball right on the money, so it shouldn't really be no complaining about that. He dropped that ball in the bucket. He had some couple of great throws to St. Brown on the out route to end the game, the screen pass where they scored a touchdown. Really where they really starting to pick up at is they running the football. And I think, what we starting to see is really uh it's really rather gives time to really separate itself. It's his time to separate itself, and I think that's what you're gonna see to show that he is RB number one. He can run it, he can catch it, he can pass protect, you know. And before you know it, if Dave Montgomery do come back, he may just be a compliment to Gibbs, But he's going to extend the shelf life of Jahmyr Gibbs. He's going to extend the shelf life of Jahmyr Gibbs. That's what he's there for. So Gibbs don't have to take over the full load where, you can get nicks. He can get, nicked and beat up a little bit. And, then Gibbs can kind of just come in and just, finish the boom. But today he did it. I mean, the offense came out with something to prove. But I think they're a better offense when they run the football. Defensively, they just got to find ways to manufacture pressure. I think, Mefe missed a cut. Timing was off a little bit today. But they do need some help, whether it's Calais Campbell, whether it's somebody else, whether it's getting Anazzoni back, a little bit more stout at linebacker. Yeah, they need a little bit help on the edge. They still need a little bit help, probably, on the edge, and that's the truth. So, a little bit more help, but other than that, man, they played a good game, man. Came off a loss, came through adversity, and now they need 3 games to sew it up. So, um, So going out to San Francisco, even though they beat up, going off San Francisco, they beat up, it ain't gonna be easy. Anytime you make that West Coast trip, that 3 hour difference, it ain't never easy. So yeah, it ain't gonna be easy for them. But to be honest, and then Minnesota, see what happened with them. Philly, like they about to beat Washington right now. So, but Lions undefeated on the road. Played in the elements, played in the cold. And I want to know kind of like what was the philosophy change or what changed the most with them, in the past, not having a lot of success in the cold, but now in the future, now whatever they done, I don't know what it is. Is it just mental, or was it, was it something else that they did in preparation to get them ready to play in the cold because they playing well. Goff found some gloves. He likes spinning the ball in, you know. So, but in the past, we was a team that would struggle going to Soldier Field, struggle going to Lambeau, struggle going into the elements, and now, you know, people catching the ball in the cold. They feel comfortable out there. They kind of give you the outdoor vibe team. And like I said, he probably picked that up from the New Orleans Saints. So I remember the Saints, like I say this example all the time. They got beat on by the Chicago Bears in the NFC Championship game, and next year they came out more of a run first type of team and play action off of that. They came out a lot tougher, so I think they It's one thing probably Dan Campbell picked up from Sean Payton is that you got to play anywhere football. And one thing that travel anywhere is the run game and defense. All in the passing game may not travel, the kicking game may not travel, but one thing that's translated anywhere is able to run the ball, rain, sleet, snow, sunny, slow motion, no nothing move but the money, and that defense gonna travel. So that's what you build your team. Build the team to handle the trenches, run the ball, stop the run, get after the passer. That's the recipe for a Super Bowl. Run, they don't never change. Run the ball, stop the run, get after the passer, and have somebody that can make some plays through the air. So big win for the Lions, 34-17 in Chicago. I think Chicago got a bright future ahead of them if they get the right people in place. Hit the Detroit Lions post-game reaction playlist, Detroit Lions talk playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance. Hit notifications, we go live and drop videos, excuse me.